All right, guys, let's jump right into the video. Thank you guys for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Want to talk about why you should never, ever purchase a 50K account challenge from any prop firm. And it's really for the obvious reason the trailing threshold is way too low. And I know a lot of you guys are going to say, well, just trade micros or trade a smaller contract size. That's not A lot of people don't trade micros, and it's just a sad reality. It's not really a sad reality, but it is reality, and it's just the truth. I don't trade micros. I don't feel like the profit moves. We're just not patient enough. The profit doesn't stack up as if I'm trading one or two contracts of, let's say, NQ or ES. It just does not stack up. And a lot of us, we are traders. So we want to see the profit stack up. So I'm going to show you a few things here. The 50K account challenges that I've passed several. I've not reached payout. I've been trading futures for 5 or 6 months here. Back in April, I started back in April. I've been trading Forex, options, and everything else for years. But I decided to transition over to futures. But here's my point, and I'll show you here in the this is the very first 150K account challenge that I attempted. I passed this challenge on September the 5th, 2024, and I reached payout. And it felt somewhat easy because I had more of a drawdown. I had double the drawdown. So on a 50K account challenge, and I call it what it is. It is a 50K account challenge, but as you all know, it's not, you don't have 50K to work with. You don't have $50,000. You have $2,500 to work with, because if you can only lose $2,500, then you have a $2,500 account. The same with the 150K account. If you have a trailing threshold or drawdown of $5,000, you have a $5,000 account. All right. So if you have a bigger account, 5,000, 6,500, you can, even though your profit goal is pushed out a little bit, you have enough wiggle room to actually go in and reach that profit goal. Whereas if you're only trading with a 50K account, you don't really, even though the profit goal is closer, that's not a lot of room to really reach this profit goal easily if you're trading with 20 points. I don't want to say pips, but points, 20 points per move. And that's what NQ is. And a lot of people trade NQ, which is the NASDAQ futures. But if you're doing that, if you do the math on that, you can only lose about 6 times. If you go here to a $5,000 trailing threshold, you can lose double that, 12 times. And here's the math. I'll jump into the other part of the video in just a second, but just for quick math, you take 2,500, you divide it by 20 points. You can only lose 125 points. But if you're risking 20 or 30 points, let's just say 25 points per trade, as you can only lose 5 trades, right? In some trades you let run against you because of bad risk to reward rate, money management. And before you know it, you've only lost like 3 or 4 trades trying to win back after you've lost, revenge trading or over trading, and you end up just blowing the account. Whereas there was times I was trading with this 150K account, and I probably should have stopped, but there's always that one day you just keep going even though you know you shouldn't. And that one day I was down probably, I don't know, 1,000, 15, 14, 1,500 bucks. And I was able to actually recoup or come back. But if I was down 1,800 bucks or so, or 14 or 1,500 bucks or whatever it was, and I only had a $2,500 drawdown, then I mean, a trailing threshold, I should call it. It doesn't leave a lot of room to really do anything. So yeah, you need more drawdown. Ignore the profit goal. Ignore the profit goal. You need more drawdown. And the reason you need the drawdown is because of course, for obvious reasons. But the reason you don't worry about the profit goal, and that's what I want. That's where I wanted to go with this. The profit goal is $15,000, right? So you're saying, well, I would rather make $3,000 than make this $15,000. But if you can make $3,000, just do that over and over again. Just make $3,000. I'm not saying at one time. What I'm saying is, if you can make $3,000, you can continue to trade and make $15,000. And if you have a trailing threshold that's $6,500, then of course you can definitely get closer, um, because you have that bigger drawdown. And here's another thing I want to show you. So when I first started, like I said, about 5 months ago or so, I didn't really know what I was doing. So I came in here. I knew about the copy trader because I watched a lot of YouTube videos. I didn't watch videos on which account to choose. Nobody, told me, hey, the $50,000 accounts are popular. None of that. So I just naturally said, okay, I want to go for the $100,000 account. I want to get 10 of them. Got 10 accounts, and I passed the challenge. These were the very first Apex accounts that I signed up for. You can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, or whatever. So these were the very first Apex accounts I signed up with. Call it beginner's luck. Call it what you want to call it. But I was trading mostly flagpole patterns. So basically, I was anticipating the breakout somewhat, but I was trading just flagpole pattern, and got the accounts funded. And a couple of days after I got the account funded, I would probably have to go back and look at the date. But I think there was a news event that just completely wiped me out. I wasn't, really paying attention to news. I was only looking for, chart setups, and it wiped me out very quickly. Lost all 10 accounts because I was copy trading. And then I started researching more, and I came across a lot of people saying, well, the 50K account challenges are the best challenges. So that's what I did. I signed up for numerous 50K account challenges, and none of them worked out. I passed a challenge, because I could trade. I've passed several challenges because I can trade. I do know how to recognize chart patterns. But like I said, you get on a losing streak, and you hit 3 or 4 bad trades, and this is after we're talking about in the funded phase, right? So you pass the challenge, and then you're doing great, and then you get in the funded phase and you hit a little bit of drawdown, because when you're in the funded phase, you've already taken the $2,500 dollar account, which is the trailing threshold for a 50K account is really a $2,500 account. You've taken the $2,500 account to $3,000. All right, little over 100%. You made a little over 100%. So now you need to make another 100% in order to get a payout. So technically, you have to be up 200% on your $2,500 account. So at some point throughout that process, you will have drawdown. You will hit a streak where you're losing, and that is why those 50K accounts are just not going to cut it. You need more of, you need a bigger drawdown. And I know a lot of people say, well, just trade micros. Um, I cannot stomach a micro. I just cannot. I need to see the profit truly moving to make myself feel like I'm actually trading, and that's just the way I operate. And it doesn't matter ES, NQ. I just cannot trade the micros. So basically, that's basically what it is. If you trade micros, the 50K accounts may not be an issue for you, but a lot of us, we cannot stomach the micros. You're going to trade one contract. You'll say, okay, well, this is a 50K account. I'll just do one contract. And whenever you do one contract, the market's moving real fast. You can be down $400 in no time. If you're down $400, that's a big hit if you only have $2,500 to trade with. Because what happens if you lose 2 more trades? So now you're down $1,200, and you've blown half of your account, or almost half. And to come back after you've blown that account, it takes a lot. Um, Not only does it take a lot, but you have a trailing threshold where you can't really, you don't really have a whole lot of room to play with at that point. So, my opinion, stay away from the 50K accounts. That's what I personally found out. Um, and like I said, the first 150K account that I passed, I actually reached payout. The first challenge that I passed, I actually reached payout. And it wasn't very stressful. Like I said, I had one day where it was just going terrible. And I kept trading when I should have stopped. But I mean, I ended the day red, deep in the negative, and it wasn't a big deal because I had the room to actually recuperate and actually still reach payout. So, my opinion is get you a 150K account or get a 250K account and just take your time and pass the challenge and then reach payout. It's only, you only got to reach $6,600, and that's doable. And I actually reached $6,100 when I was attempting to get a payout for the 150K account. So, and the reason why is because of the consistency rule. So, that is my 2 cents. That is my opinion. That is not facts. Be sure to do your due diligence and only trade with money you can't afford to lose.